we are very happy to have our second guest of 2022 of the Business Lounge, Keith Jackson, the CEO of Brandon Medical today. You are an award-winning leader and also the IOD UK Director of the Year with over 30 years of business experience. Can you share your journey with us?
Sure, yeah. Well, I first started my career at Jaguar Cars as a design engineer, and I was on their management training program, which was hugely helpful at that early part of my career. But I very quickly then became involved in medtech. I spent some time in East Africa, particularly in Uganda and Madagascar, doing voluntary work. But then I've spent the last 30 years working in various medtech companies and supporting medtech companies. I've done a number of different roles, everything from sales, product development, operations, and some CEO and non-executive director roles. And I'm also a visiting professor at the University of Sheffield, where I try and encourage people to consider medtech as a career choice.
So in your experience, what do you think are the strategic advantages of using Hong Kong to offer to business, particularly in the healthcare and medtech industry?
Well, Hong Kong is a truly global city, and I think it has very advantageous trade policies. It's a very, very easy place to do business. It does help that English is widely spoken from a European perspective. But I think more importantly, particularly with medtech, there's significant investment in healthcare, and particularly in developing and expanding hospital provision, which plays very well to Brandon Medical strengths. Also, I think it's a fantastic springboard to expand business north into the Greater Bay Area and beyond that to mainland China.
You mentioned that Brandon Medical, you have a very trusted partners in China and Asia. Would you mind sharing how do you source the partner and how do you build a trust?
Well, trust is essential in business, and I think we're very fortunate that through our network and through our prior relationships, we found a very trustworthy and very capable partner in Hong Kong. I think, particularly in some parts of the world, face-to-face contact is really important to develop those relationships, those trusted relationships. And that's been really challenging with COVID because we've not been able to travel. I think another thing that we can do is use social media, because that's absolutely prevalent. Everybody's using social media in East Asia. And the little things like remembering local festivals and making comment about that, I think, is one way that you can actually develop relationship in a multifaceted way, not just business, but also that personal touch. I think that's important. So yes, we've been very fortunate, and they are very capable and very reliable, and it's led to other opportunities as well in that Asia-Pacific region.
So did you expand your businesses into Asia through the partner in Hong Kong?
Some parts of Asia, yes, absolutely, yes.
So Keith, congratulations. I know Brandon Medical is a multi-award winning company and recently just won the Queen's Award for Innovations. So many congratulations.
Thank you.
You became the CEO in 2018. Can you summarize what you've achieved so far and what change have happened in this industry during your tenure?
Yeah, I think perhaps three key things. I think the most important thing for any CEO is building a capable team, a more capable team. So both developing existing talent, but also hiring new talent into the business, particularly those that have been on a growth journey before. The other thing is having a program of new product introduction, including award-winning products. So that's been very much a theme of what we've been doing. And maybe the third thing I would say is becoming a truly international company. So that's not just a British company that exports and exports very successfully, but actually changing the perception and changing the mindset of people within the business that it's an international company. We have employees now in Malaysia, in India, in Jordan very recently.
Wow. So Keith, Brandon Medical is operating in over 70 countries around the world. It must cover so many cultures and also different practices and compliances. So what are the key differences between delivering a service and product in the UK, in the domestic market, and to doing so in the international markets?
Yeah, there are very big differences. One of the key things is in the UK, we don't just design and manufacture product, we also install it and service it to our hospital customers, whether they be NHS or the private sector. Outside the UK, we're dependent on trusted and capable partners to do that. So that's a big difference. I think the other thing is that in some markets you need slightly different products. There isn't always the same capability to have the same price point in some markets. You need perhaps value products. So that's something we've looked at doing, is developing more cost-effective solutions for some of those markets. And I think the other thing is, ultimately it's about developing your cultural fluency. I think you need to be sensitive to different approaches, think about things like localised marketing,